Welcome back to the Virtue Bowling Supply YouTube channel. My name is Chris and I'm here to bring the high rev perspective.
And my name is Josh and I'll be bringing the low rev perspective.
Today going head to head we have the brand new Storm Ion Max Pearl and the Brunswick Combat Hybrid. We'll be throwing 10 shots with each of these, picking one winner that we would most likely add to our bag and explain why.
Today we are here at Bolero Mesa on a fresh house shot. With that being said, make sure to like and subscribe and we'll see you out on the lanes.
These two feel actually really similar because of the different characteristics of the bowling ball. I feel like the Combat Hybrid being a slightly stronger cover, but a little bit of a weaker core, kind of fits the same spot as the Ion Max Pearl, having just a slightly weaker cover and a really big core. They kind of see the end of the pattern fairly similar. I do think the hook window of the Ion Max Pearl is a little quicker, more kind of hook stoppy just because of that bigger core. The Combat Hybrid feels like the hook window is a little longer. It feels a little more blended off the end of the pattern, and you see a little bit more continuation in my eyes than the Ion Max Pearl. Both of these, in my opinion, looked much better the second go around throwing these balls. To me, I feel like the Ion Max Pearl was just a little too quick with that out-of-box factory shine on it. And I've thrown this now here and I've thrown it a little bit at league, and I feel like it's kind of tamed down that quickness, and I feel like it blended the friction a lot better today than it did in our original comparisons video. And I kind of felt with the Combat Hybrid, it was almost a little too early. So once you kind of throw it a little bit more and it feels like it lane shined a little bit more and the cover starts to kind of float a little bit more, it looked a lot better getting through the front part of the lane, because that's one of the things I didn't really like about it initially, is that it felt like it almost hooked a few times because of how early it was. So to me, these balls look much better today, and this one's going to be a tough choice. To me, both ball reactions here looked pretty good, and either one of these could win this battle. But to me, I feel like with the higher rev rate, I feel like having the Ion Max Pearl with this slightly weaker cover and seeing it float down the lane a little bit more, you're not going to have that fear of running into being a little bit too much early friction. So to me, I think the Ion Max Pearl is going to win just solely based off of that.
Both of these balls for me felt like they kind of fit a similar gap in the bag. However, I felt like the Combat gave me a way better shape than the Ion Max Pearl. I felt like the Ion Max Pearl was a little bit bigger and a little bit earlier, but way more rounded of a shape. And for what's out there today, that definitely hurt my ball reaction. I felt like because the Combat was just a little bit more retainful, if that's a word, but basically it felt like it shaped a little bit more down lane. However, it still was big enough to where I would call it a big ball. You know, both of these, again, same spot on the bag. It's not like they're drastically different, but just that little bit of cleanness through the fronts allowed me to feel like I could really miss in both directions, where Ion Max Pearl, I definitely couldn't miss right, and the miss in was kind of iffy, so like both misses just weren't quite there. So as I moved further left, I tried to see if there was any sort of look with the Ion Max Pearl, and I just felt like it was still mediocre at best, where the Combat, like I said, for me, I felt like I was able to hit it and it still continued shaping as I got further left. So definitely a lot more, just more off the back end, but for what's out there today, kind of a clear winner in my opinion. Final thoughts with these two pieces. Like I said before, this one for me was kind of an easy winner to pick. It's gonna have to be that Combat Hybrid. I felt like that ball just gave me misses in both directions and the Ion Max gave me misses in no direction. So I felt like this was a pretty clear, easy winner Combat Hybrid for today.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video useful, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.